Hey guys, Nolar here, back with a discussion video on JP Dokkan, and we're going to talk about the new Link skill leveling system. But I'm not alone. I'm joined by the homie Garesh and Truth. Why don't you guys say hello?
Hello.
Yo.
Alrighty, so the point of the discussion is trying to figure out who benefited the most out of these links updating, and who kind of didn't get much out of it, or got a little bit worse. So we'll start off at the top. My personal opinion, and we just talked about this earlier, I think the Boos, specifically Kid Boo, got the best buff out of them all. Because let me bring this up here. So Majin, so Kid Boo's got Majin, which is a 2-key, 15% attack and defense. Now that's pretty close to one of the best links, right? Would you guys say?
It's certainly up there. I mean, if we're comparing that to something pre-update, there's nothing that even comes close to that. I mean, I don't think there is.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I don't think so. 2-key, which is exactly what all the Boos need, right? They need key, right? And that's the one downside that they've always had, was they've got a lot of good attack, the healing links that just don't have any key, so it was hard to super. But off the bat, they're getting 2-key off Majin. Great. Now, Brutal Beatdown, 15% attack. Before, I think it was 10, but 15. That's still pretty good.
Yeah.
More than meets the eye is now 10% attack and defense. Okay. All right, make them more tanky. And now Big Bad Boss is...
Just for reference, that used to be a 300 attack link.
So it's like an insane buff, right? Like,
I mean, every single link that was giving a flat buff, you just equate it to 0, pretty much, right? I mean, even Legendary Power, 5,000 attack is pretty useless. So it's just literally you're giving them an extra link essentially.
What is Legendary Power now? Is it 15% attack or 20?
15 on Super. Yeah. It's a big deal. And now Big Bad Boss is probably one of the best villain links, period, right?
It's probably the best link in the game, just straight up. Like, it's so easy to activate. Every single villain that's like, well, not every single villain, but I'd say the majority of the better villains in the game have that link. And what's interesting about that
Super
link
17 shafted again.
Yeah.
like he was shafted when he didn't have it years ago, and now it rears its ugly head when he's about to get his EZA, and he's just missing 25% attack and defense that all these other villains have got.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get to the Android links later, but what's interesting about the Big Bad Bosses link now is that it actually interacts with Kid Boo physical a lot better than it used to, because the way it used to work was it directly contradicted with his passive. Because he never used to be able to have his full passive active along with Big Bad Bosses. So now you can have both active at the same time. So think about this: 50% attack and defense for the whole rotation, 2-key, and everyone's just getting 25% attack and defense for Big Bad Bosses at the same time. It's like, what are we doing here? Like,
that's one of the things that soured me a bit sometimes. I'm going for these like highest attack stats for units and showcases. Is like, with Kid Boo, it's like you could do that, but it's like you need him slot 1 of the rotation to get like super attacked right there. Then Big Bad Bosses activates mid-turn, and then you can get it. But like now it's just like free. Like you just keep him on the end of the rotation. He's gonna have extra defense, extra key. Like the link level system didn't really expect it to be this big of a deal, right? Like,
and then I think the biggest place where this actually comes into play the most is Super Battle Road, because turn 1 you walk into Super Battle Road, you're instantly going to be having this link active, and that's going to buff your defense a lot, which is going to save you from using items. Like, it's a chain like thing that's going to happen where
domino effect.
Yeah, it's going to help you so much.
Yeah, so Big Bad Bosses, I think at first I thought it was going to be, they'll go to like 35% attack and defense, which is still huge, but just leaving it at 25 with no HP restriction, that was like probably the biggest change, in like universal biggest change you could find. Okay, so another key link, or a link, is Infinite Regeneration. Now it gives 2-key, defense 10%, and heals 3%. Only thing it doesn't do is give you attack, but other than that, that's ridiculous. So like off the bat, Majin and Infinite Regeneration gives the Boo units 4-key. Like,
and by the way, those are the 2 links I said I wanted to see change to key. So I'm very happy about this change.
And again, Wall Standing Tall, I think it was 10%. Now it's 20% attack, and of course, Fierce Battle is 20% attack now. So
Wall Standing Tall was 15. Now it's 20.
15. Okay, so slight bump, still a bump though. So yeah, I think the biggest winner to me is the Kid Boos.
You take a look at all this guy, like I'm talking about physical Kid Buu specifically, and the same thing with Ink Kid Buu, because by the way, Ink Kid Buu and Fizz Kid Buu have the same link set. We're coming up, I don't know when this guy's going to EZA, but Ink Kid Buu could be the next EZA, I guess. And I mean, what is it? 105% total attack from these links and 4 key plus 3% recovery. Like, I don't know. Like, this Majin Power team is honestly, it could be like up there as with the best teams in the game once we get like a eliminable LR Buu unit in here.
And again, it makes sense too, because I feel like there's probably one of them big LR Buu units coming for the download celebration. So it makes a lot of sense to sort of get it set up now, right? Where it's like, all right, here you go. Get these links ready to go, because that team with those Boos are going to be looking a lot better now.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's going to be not just a straight up Kid Buu, because that would mean you can't run the physical one. Who, by the way, I think this physical Kid Buu right now, probably the best support unit in the game. It was, I guess you could say, Topo last week.
2 days?
And now this week it's...
Pretty more by the time, like they're all kind of up there.
But I mean, the fact that you can have this and Big Bad Boss at the same time, like that's... nothing compares to that. Except for maybe some type supporters, but we're going to leave them out.
Yeah, they're very niche unto themselves. But I agree with Gresh saying here, Majin Power is probably going to be one of the better teams, if not the best team. You can make that argument. So, yeah, I mean, in Kid Buu, man, when he gets his EZA, because right now he recovers 12% HP on Super, right? Like, that could be 15.
Yeah,
right.
Just a lot of healing everywhere.
And if you're running him with, like, Buhan or whatever other Buu unit, like, that's just healing left and right. Like, it's another version of the Undying team. Here we go. All right, so another winner. That's the other Kid Buu that I thought was Kefla. I don't think I pulled her up here. Actually, yeah. Let me go and pull her up. I think she got a pretty nice buff because a lot of the links, they just gave her extra like attack and defense here and there. So like, Saiyan Warrior Race is 10% attack. Battlefield Diva is another 5% dodge, which. Okay, give that to one of the better teams. Okay.
Oh yeah. And by the way, Battlefield Diva at level 10 gives an extra key too, so that's 3 key.
Oh, 3 key. That's right. Yeah.
It's so interesting that like not only are they giving like attack, defense, extra key, various things like that, but also like some of these are given like again the crit chance, damage reduction, dodge. It's like whoa, okay.
Yeah, that's interesting. I actually really like that idea. I wish they would have expanded a little bit more on there, but we have what we have. Something else to note quickly too is we're not sure if it's separately calculated from the potential system. We're assuming it is, just because that's how the passives are.
Yep.
Which is not the best ever, because then it's just a separate roll of 5% dodge. So it's not like, oh my god, we're gonna get a dodge every time, but it'll activate once every 5 times every 100 times, right? Right.
Well, statistically speaking, yeah. But for Kefla, I mean, she gets a chance to dodge on her in her kit altogether, right? So, like that's a good key. That's a good link update. Battlefield Diva, again, once they get an actual Dokkan FS lead or a proper lead, they'll be one of the better teams. So,
it's gonna be crazy when they do that.
I know. Oh yeah, so Fuse Fighter, 2 key, 5% attack and defense. So already she's getting a little boost there. Power bestowed by God. That's a 10% attack on Super, which is pretty good. And now, like, the Tournament of Power, like, it's 3 keys, 7% attack and defense. Okay. Like, they didn't need that, but sure.
Yeah. That link, honestly, it's up there as one of the better ones in the game.
Because they've all got it on that team, right? It's like, the only unit that doesn't have it on the team you would actually want to run is probably Skinny Buu.
Skinny Buu. Oh, yeah, that's right. The Strength Kaba doesn't have it because he's from U6 versus U7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so. Oh, but Warriors, so speaking of Kaba, Warriors of Universe 6, right? It's 2 key, but now it's 6% attack and defense. So, like, just from those 2 key links alone, you're getting 13% attack and defense. The Fuse Fighters give you another 5. Like, I think she got a nice little buff from this altogether, right? So, that's another winner in my opinion. But a big one that everyone's talking about is Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Like, or the GT link or GT category. Well, that's not a category, but GT in general. But in specific, the Super Saiyan 4s got a huge buff. So I wrote it down here. Like, Super Saiyan is a 15% attack link. Okay. And now Saiyan Roar is 25% attack, which is the same. But now they're getting 10% defense. Like, that is huge.
Keep in mind, the massive raise for defense on a super attack is going to take that into consideration. So it's a big deal.
Yeah, big deal. Again, prepare for battle is getting 2 key, but in a minor 5% attack and defense. It's fine. But GT is why people are all like gushing over it, because they're getting 2 key and an additional 10% attack and defense. So again, massive raise in defense for Goku. He's getting that factored in too. Same with Vegeta. Instead of defense, it's attack. That's all getting factored in there. So
it's just going to be so massive for their active skills. Like if you have the two of them next to each other and they're both busting those out with all that extra attack from those links, that's going to be nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially now that legendary power is like 15% attack on super. Yeah. Perfectly balanced, right? This game now. So yeah, like I think all the Super Saiyan 4s, you can put full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's got more key links on him than he does like attack links, so it doesn't really affect him per se. But yeah, GT in general, like just the fact you get 2 key and 10% attack and defense, that's just a big bump overall. So
yeah, like LR Baby too.
Yeah. Oh my god. All right.
Yeah, because Baby has Metamorphosis, which is one of those things that got a really sick buff too.
Yeah, I did. Yep. What is it again? You have it pulled up.
Yeah, let me look it up. Metamorphosis. I'm on the Reddit. So
it's 5% healing and then 10% attack and defense.
Yep.
Yeah. Because they obviously went out of their way to not exclusively, but like excessively buff the villain-based links. I feel like in this update.
Yep. Yeah. Villains are always. Yeah, I mean, villains in general, at least to me, were more fun to run because they had just had a lot of like fun things to go about them. But some links were just terrible, and now I would rather run more villains than super types here on out. But the other big one that was, it's not so apparent the bigger winner, but until we get a Dokkan Fest Bojack, is the LR Bojack. Now, I mean, Gresh and I were talking about it, I think Truth agrees with me too. Galactic Warriors is probably the best link in the game.
Yeah.
2 key, 20% attack and defense.
That's so stupid.
What's funny is for weeks now, I've been telling people that LR Bojack, like, watch out for how good he's going to look after a Dokkan Fest Bojack comes out, because the links are so insane. Now it's going to be even 10 times better. Like,
hold on. If you take a time machine back 5 years ago, that's a passive.
Yeah, that's basically a passive. Yeah. Oh man, and that's just one key link, right? I mean, one link. He has another one, Heraclan. It's another 2 key, 5% attack and 5% crit chance. Right? Like, then on top of that, he's got big bad bosses. Again, we've talked about that. Thirst for Conquest. It's now a 15% attack and defense link. All right, what was it before?
I think it was 10.
It was just 15% attack.
Oh, okay. That's a big difference.
It's a big difference, right? So he's getting both attack and defense now. Again, Revival. Okay, so you were saying Revival is 2 key and attack and defense 5% and heal 5% when you're under 50%.
Yeah, so Japanese that I was looking at, it looks like both of those are conditional upon being below 50%. So
under 50%.
Not that great.
Right, which is, it's not the best, but it's at least something, right? And then, of course, Shattering the Limit is 2 key and another 5% attack and defense. And, of course, Legendary Power, as we talked about. So, I mean, Heraclan, Galactic Warriors.
Really good, by the way. Shattering the Limit, getting that buff like that I think helps out a lot of units, because Fierce Battle was just so clearly the winner there.
So that we're all clear here, we're talking, when we say all these links, they're all level 10.
Yeah, all at level 10, yeah. So you got to grind. I mean, obviously, for those who don't know, you got to go into a stage that gives experience in order to level up links. And right now, as of the recording, the best stage to run so far has been the level 3 stage on Raditz story event, because it's on the cloud on the left. It has just a bunch of Cybermen you can fight. And if you get lucky and get a bunch of 1-roll dices, you can just fight all those consistently and level up really quick. Because the way it works, at least as far as I understand it, once you enter the fight and you finish the fight, that fight alone determines what key links get leveled up.
Yeah, however, when you chance, right?
Yeah, but when you enter the fight, it's already predetermined what's leveling up. That's what I was told by Hydros. He's like, yeah, he already knows like what's gonna level. So the point. Yeah, so the point is you want to go into a stage where there are multiple fights, so there's multiple chances for you to level up links. Like, I guess Goresh is like saying, if you get super lucky, you could level a link from level 1 to 10 in one run. But yeah, that's not happening right now. I can say that much.
Only Nano has that happen to him.
Yeah, and it's tough too because you've like units that have transformations. Any links that are separate also level up. But you don't actually have to. You don't have to transform for that or anything. It's just still doing it. But like a character like transforming Vegeta or transforming Goku or transforming Frieza, who have like 50 transformations, their links do progressively change while they're transforming. So a lot of different stuff to level up there.
Yeah. So good luck, you guys. Now, like Goresh and I have a reason to actually play.
Yeah, really. No, it's actually true because. Like, if I wasn't doing YouTube, this essentially would be, I'd be logging in, getting my login bonus, and that's it. Like, I'd be running orb stages every day, and that's nothing else to do. So.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, before, just log in, do my dailies, and then do a couple of runs on some stuff to, like, get the stamina running, and then that's it, But now I just, like, okay, I got something to do. Like, I can, even at 999, I got something to do, right? So, it's good. I think it's a good change. It's just insane how much the power creep has grown, just in general.
Yeah, like this is actually equivalent to like if we got a new category, or not a new category, a new leader skill meta. Like it's that big of a difference, I think.
Well, but as you were discussing, it's when you get a new leader skill, really the units in that leader, in that category and under that lead is getting the big buff, like the big meta buff.
Yeah, it's a slow trickle over the course of the meta.
Right.
Whereas now, every single unit in the game is just instantly getting like way better because all the links are just instantly getting updated.
Yeah, like Android Assault, right? Okay,
nope.
So like,
I was actually going to pull up Super 17 because I think he has some pretty good links that are changing as well.
So like Android Assault was what, 300 defense or something like that?
I think it's plus 1,000 defense.
Okay, 1,000, right? Yeah, now at level 1, it's defense 10%. So that automatically is a huge buff, right? Yep. But then you go to level 10, it's 2 key and 20% defense.
Yeah.
Like what? Yeah.
Like
so
him and Android 13 are going to be a pretty good duo in like Extreme Super Battle Road now.
Yeah, and I also noticed, because there was another one, what was it, like Red Ribbon Army or something like that? Like, I think it used to be like plus 300 attack, and you look at the level 10, it's night and day, right?
It's 10% attack and defense.
I think it went from plus 300 attack, Red Ribbon Army, to now 10% attack and defense.
Yep.
Yeah, the biggest link changes we're seeing, obviously, are the ones that are going from flat boosts to percentage boosts because they're going from nothing to being like insane. So it's like they're getting a new link. Right?
Like Berserker. So Berserker was attack under 50% HP. Now it's just 30% attack under 50% HP. I just wish they would have made that not HP reliant at all.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I think Goresh was saying he would have liked to see, because so far, like, let's say 90% of the links are just increased attack and defense, maybe an extra key here and there, just, very simple, basic stuff. We did get to see some links that have like 5% dodge or crit chance. We saw a little bit of that, and we all are in agreement that that's pretty cool that they're putting potential system stuff there.
Yeah.
But Goresh, you said that you would like to see some other things like, when you get this link active, go ahead.
So this would obviously have to be like checked in terms of balance before it was implemented. But like for something that was not super common, maybe like GT or something like that. Like it's not super uncommon, but it's not super common at the same time. Maybe like a small chance, like a 4, 5, 6% chance to change a type of orb to rainbow when it's activated. I think that would be cool.
Anything to like change up the gameplay, like that would be good. Like damage reduction for you and the unit you're linked with, like that's.
Well, we see that right now. I think Tough as Nails has 5% damage reduction.
Yeah, and what 20% defense?
Defense,
nice.
Yeah, so like again, I would have loved to see. We want to, instead of just 10% of the links, I'm just throwing out numbers for numbers' sake, but like instead of a small percentage of them having these kind of potential, I wish it was a little more. To take a step further, like what Goresh said, he wanted to see like mechanics change. I actually would have liked to have the option to choose what, like Tough as Nails, do I want 5% damage reduction or can I choose to get dodge? You know what I mean? Get a little more customization, and that's what I would have liked to seen. But that would have required, at least on both of our ends, probably more changes to like the UI. You know, how you can see all this stuff. So that might have been a little too much. But that's what I would have liked to seen, taking a step further of what we've gotten. But
I would agree.
Yeah, all right, so we talked about pretty much like the 4 or 5 units we named earlier, the winners. Like, they're not the only ones, but those are like the most obvious ones that come to our heads.
It's just there's so much to go through, right? Because like literally every single link is different now. Like,
if we're gonna list all the winners, it's every unit in the game.
Yeah, yeah, truly, yeah. Like everyone's gonna hit a little harder. They're gonna defend better. They maybe heal a little more. But it's really finding those like niche combinations that's really what's going to make it interesting. And that's going to take time because you got to level up these links, right? Like right now, even on day 1, like I was grinding all day. Man, I put 2 full stand bars into LR Gogeta to try to get level 10 Fierce Battle. Still hasn't gone up. So yeah, it's been rough. I got every other link to 10 except for Fierce Battle. So we'll put it that way. So yeah, we talked about the winners. Now let's talk about people. Obviously, everyone's getting a buff, but some units aren't getting as big of a buff as the ones we talked about earlier. And the very first ones that come to mind are like some of the LRs that are super reliant on ki, right? And the reason why is they got rid of, like beforehand, you could put a unit in the middle. Let's say, like we'll talk about now, like LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku. He could get over in a flash from slot 1 and slot 2, so he'll start off at like 12 ki. Now that doesn't happen. He only gets over in a flash from 1 link, so now he's only starting at 9 ki. And that's why I think he's the biggest loser. Sorry, Ryuden. But I think that's why he doesn't benefit the most out of this, because it's going to be even harder for him to get to that 18 ki super. And that's where the majority of his damage is. So,
and it's not even only over in a flash too. It's all the key links of these units.
Yeah,
like shattering the limit as well. If you have TN in the first slot, and then you also have another shattering the limit unit in the third slot, and this guy's in the middle, he's not going to be getting 10 keys. He's only going to be getting 5 key.
Right.
That's a big difference. 5 versus 10. I mean,
yeah.
Again, I think that overall these guys are all going to be better off now than they were before. But in terms of key, this guy specifically is getting hurt the most, I think, just because he's so reliant on getting that ultra super attack that it's going to be a story now.
Yeah, to really boost the damage, that's the issue. Because beforehand you had to build the team around him, and yeah, you could probably like maybe 60-70% of the time get him to that ultra super attack, but now I don't know how far you're going to get to that. With
it'll be interesting to see like how it's going to work, right, with the extra attack and defense and stuff like that he's going to get. But then again, at the loss of ki, I mean, I always have found a lot of use for him still in some of the difficult modes, just from his high defense, more so than even using that super attack. So, what is over in a flash? What is the extra buff that one gives?
7% attack.
Yeah, I think so. Let me check it real quick.
Just attack though? Man, if it
gave 7%
defense,
attack.
That would help him a lot. Because, like, again, Tournament of Power is 3 ki and 7% attack and defense, because that's the same thing, where there's several units, right? Jiren, UI Goku, Goku and Frieza, that could really benefit from Tournament of Power being in the middle slot. But now they're going to get compensated with a lot of extra attack and defense from it instead.
Right. Yeah, so like the LRs in general, they might suffer a little bit in terms of getting to that 18 ki super as often as you did beforehand. But they're being compensated, like True's saying, with the extra attack and defense, so might just wash out in the end.
Yeah, and what's funny about that is that we're only talking about the second slot, because a lot of these links are actually getting better. Like we talked about, I don't know if you mentioned this already, but the Dismal Future is getting like buffed. They're going to be getting an extra key. Is it Dismal Future or is it something else? Hold on. Might be Saiyan Lineage, actually, what I'm thinking of.
I think both Dismal Future and Saiyan Lineage give extra, like they're both really good now. I think Dismal Future might give crit chance or something like that.
Yeah, it does. So Dismal Future is only giving 1 key right now, right? And now it's going to 2 key and crit. Right. Yeah, so Saiyan Lineage as well is only giving 1 key, now it's going to 2 key and something else. So
attack and defense 5%.
It's actually going to help if you have them in slot 1, because it's just giving them an extra key where they're not they wouldn't be benefiting from the slot 2 anyway, right?
Right. So
yeah. I mean, in some cases, it doesn't have to hurt them, but for ones that absolutely were relying on that slot 2, like, I mean, Super Saiyan 3 Goku we talked about, and then we'll talk about a few other ones in a minute, but that's where they get hurt the most.
Yep. Yeah, so sorry, Uden. Super Saiyan 3 is the biggest loser here. I'm going to be hearing that in the comments. All right, the next other unit that I think is suffering too, not as bad, it would be the LR Goku Black and Zamasu. You know, the Rose and Zamasu.
Yeah, I was actually thinking of LR Int Rose.
Oh, you were thinking about him too. Okay, yeah.
Because the thing,
yeah,
like his whole passive is relying on him getting more ki. He doesn't
Ki
necessarily
meter,
need the 18 ki super attack, but once he gets 20 ki, that's when he's activating his full passive. So if he doesn't, if he doesn't get 20 ki, then he's just going to be getting hurt. So him being in the middle slot, he's activating Fear and Faith and Dismal Future, which again, Dismal Future is getting buffed. So that's 4 ki in total from both those links, which means in the middle slot in the old system, he'd be getting 8 ki, and now he's only getting 4. So that's literally, he's losing just 4 ki. And even in the middle slot now, like even on JP, it can be a little bit difficult to get that 18 ki super attack every single time guaranteed. So him losing that and being in the first slot, if you want to put him there, it's not as bad because again, Dismal Future is getting buffed, so he's only really losing, I guess, 3 ki, but still not the best.
Yeah, no, well, the thing too is, I mean, he has decent defense, but not the best defense, and he needs to super first in order to get that greatly defense raise. So, yeah, it's not ideal to put him in the first slot, honestly. And so you really wanted him in the second slot, and now he's just not getting the extra benefit of the third slot's key links, right? So he suffers a little bit as well. Obviously, again, we're not saying that they're absolutely worse off than they are before. It's just that you might not see them get the 18 key super as often, which is what you want, right? So yeah.
I see the point with that Rose, because especially him, like, you gotta get him to that key, because even his passive is mostly worthless without it, right? So
Right.
But hey, guess what? Not gonna be an issue on global, is it, Garesh?
Yeah, you have the better version perks,
Yeah, this
Hashtag JP shafted, right?
The superior EZA Goku Black over there.
Superior version of Dokkan.
Well, to be determined on that one. Yeah, so like Rose and Rose, I thought the tech one also suffers too.
Yeah, they could. I mean, they do. What do they have? Dismal Future, Fear and Faith. What else do they have?
They have Prepare for Battle, but you generally want to put them in the middle, especially in this meta, because they have no defense, right? So you want them to super in order to get that defense raise, and even that's trash. So they need an EZA badly, but yeah, those also hurt as well. Let's see who else. You can make an argument for Tech LR Broly. We were kind of discussing that a little bit because
he's kind of in the same boat as Goku Black because one of his key links is getting buffed.
Right.
The only thing about him, right, is when it's time for Big Daddy Dick turn of his, where he does his active skill, key ain't an issue. So, but all that extra attack does matter. Right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, dude. So yeah, in general, I mean, everyone's getting a buff, right? In general, everyone's getting the bigger attack boost, the bigger defense, some extra key, some potential stuff like dodge, whatever, from all the key links. Just some of these LRs that aren't getting the biggest boost of them all. So that's what we're saying. Just to qualify what we said for the last 4 LRs, that's what we're saying.
Yeah, and then same thing with, I don't know if you want to bring up LR Goku and Frieza here, but generally what you do with them is you have Tien in slot 1, and then you have these guys in slot 2. They're sharing, it's over in a flash.
Yeah.
And then I guess you kind of want to have Turn of Power in the 3rd slot, which is basically going to give them the 6 key, right?
Yep.
Now, I guess it's really not going to make that much of a difference because Tien doesn't have Turn of Power. The only way this would matter is if you had a Turn of Power and Over in a Flash unit in slot 3, because then they'd be getting 9 key from that, but they'd only be getting 6. So it's honestly not that big of a deal for them, actually.
Yeah, because Tian's going to give him over to Flash, experienced fighters, right?
Well, he's changing orbs.
Yeah, and changing orbs. What's experienced fighters? 50% attack link now, not 10. Solid support. It's decent. There's Goku Frieza has shocking speed, right? So.
Yep. Yeah, they're linked because they have tournament power over in Flash and shocking speed.
Yeah, so I don't think it's that bad. I see your point though. Like if you have a unit that like a third slot unit with Overnight Flash and TOP, they're only just gonna get TOP. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's not too bad. But again, they're losing out on 3 key from what it was before. That's just basically it. So
not a big
deal. Not too big of a deal. Alrighty, I guess kind of it in terms of the winners and losers. At least in my opinion. You guys have any other thoughts on who won out on this or not got the biggest buff?
Every unit on the Kamehameha category.
Oh, you mean all those fierce battle legendary power Kamehameha units? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Somehow they just buff LR Gohan every single update. Yeah.
Literally, they can't go 5 seconds without sucking him off. I do not understand. They heard us begging for him to be the best unit in the game. They said, well, it's not going to happen upon release, but we'll make it happen.
Yeah, I want to see somebody with him at full level 10 links transformed with a Goku on rotation, and I want to see him just do like 12 million every single turn.
Oh man, I got mine working. Well, which teams have you been working on, Truth?
I'm doing a mix of everything, right? Like I was thinking about, let me get some of the easy A's ready, the 120% leads. I was like, let me maybe work on LR Goku Black because I'll do a video for him on, he comes out on Global in a couple of days. Yeah. So I'm kind of just bouncing all over the place because it's just, I don't know. There's just literally every unit in the game you have to use like 100 times or something like that, right? Like there's a lot here.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of units, guys, so...
Like, I wonder, am I going to hit rank 999 first, or all of my links at 10? I don't know.
All your links at 10, probably.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That grind is rough, man. I remember. Yeah.
I mean, listen, I've already gained multiple levels, and I don't have a single character with a level 10 link yet.
Yeah. Damn. All right. Well, lots of grinding to do on your end. Are you doing the Raditz one, or are you doing no?
Because I'm knocking out rank at the same time.
Oh, so you're doing story stages. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. One of the stages I like. There's a lot of nodes with incredible gems on the ground, and then there's also tons of Red Urban Army soldiers around too, and Pilaf and Launch. So.
Was that 24/8? No, you're doing.
Yep.
20...
Yep. 24/8.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah. I guess we can conclude that here. Yeah, just guys, like everyone got a buff in general. Like that's the general consensus. The game has moved up. Now the question is what's going to happen next in terms of the content that's going to come out. That's really what we need to find out. But we'll talk about that another time. Anything else before we sign off here, guys?
New team is going to be crazy in like 2 months.
Yeah.
It's a very good update. Very big update, but very good for the game.
Actually, just one thing I want to talk about, well, just very briefly, is that nobody really asked for this, and they still made this like an exceptional update. Like,
yep,
I feel like the only thing left on the bucket list now is just to get the friend system changed, and after that, I don't know what else to do.
By the way, is rearing its ugly head because it's
right now. You can't find teams.
Here's character. I would like to level up the Ginyu Force characters, right? But, pretty much I can only do that if I find like an AGL Zamasu who's barely ever around, or like an SGR Cooler. That's it, because there's no Ginyu Force friends on the list, so.
Yeah, I made that tweet today. I was like, look, this is great, but if I want to level up some older units or odd teams, yeah, it's going to take me months to do because I can't find any.
But if you are running the Raditz stage, like you're not going to die to the Cybermen. You could just run like a couple of AoE units and then just throw the rest of the units on there. You're not going to die, right?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, I was leveling low class warriors because they get a little boost from that stage. So I was leveling up Raditz because I wanted to level up my World Tournament units early, right? Yeah. So you're not wrong. I mean, you don't even if they super, you're taking like 50 damage. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, maybe that's what we need to do. But the Raditz stage is not going to be here forever, right? So gotta
Keys,
take
man.
advantage of it now.
Yeah, don't use keys on that. Don't be stupid.
Yeah, yeah. Don't be stupid. Don't use keys. All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot for coming on the channel and talking about it. It's been fun. And leave us in the comments below, your thoughts on the key level link leveling system. Do you like it? I'm sure most of you do. Is the grind atrocious? It is now starting to rear its ugly head because getting that level 10, it sucks so much. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, guys, thanks a lot, and we'll catch you all next time. Nolar, Goresh, and Truth out.